Every CSGO major in under 15 minutes. DreamHack Winter 2013 in Jönköping, Sweden. First Valve-sponsored Counter-Strike tournament ever. 5-map pool consisting of Nuke, Train, Mirage, Inferno, and Dust 2. $250,000 prize pool, 3 days. Bring your own computer qualifier the day before it started. We started a little ratchet with this game. First major final clash of the Swedish Derby between Fnatic and Ninjas in Pajamas. Fnatic takes the first major by slam dunking NIP on Train. EMS One Katowice 2014, the true coming of the game we love today. We finally saw a glimpse of the future of CSGO as the game is cementing itself as the Counter-Strike game. Legendary stickers, legendary crowd, and a legendary run by the hometown team, Virtus.pro.
They're a man to the good here, Virtus.pro, but that is massive. But Snax is walking around and just walking in a stacked Wonderland. He got to tell you, Patrick a frag. He waited.
ESL One Cologne 2014. The map pool extends from 5 to the 7 we love today, adding Overpass and Cobblestone, as well as swapping out Train for Cash. NIP had an excellent run through the tournament, utilizing a great knowledge of the new map, Cobblestone. Swedish Derby Part 2 arrived in the grand finals with a little bit of NIP magic to take it home. If Get Right cries, I cry. DreamHack Winter 2014, the most scandalous tournament ever. Merely a week before the tournament, Titan and Epsilon were both disqualified from the tournament due to Kaylee and SF receiving VAC bans.
Kali VAC banned? Kali VAC banned? No.
What? I'm gonna check one.
Seriously? No. Seriously? No. Seriously? No.
Why let the drama stop there though? Quarterfinal matchup between LDLC and Fnatic went to the third map Overpass, where LDLC got off to a 12-3 start on their CT side. When Fnatic moved to their CT side, Olaf Meister was boosted round after round to a bug spot on the map that allowed oversight over most B entries and bathrooms towards A.
They have no idea. Smith's looking confused and dazed, and there's going to be a follow-up headshot on Meister. You've got to be kidding me. Takes down Hiroshima as well.
This led to a massive comeback and a 16-13 victory for Fnatic, and a long night of deciding what to do with this situation. Both teams filed complaints with DreamHack admins regarding abuse of various bugs. Fnatic eventually decided to forfeit the series, which let LDLC into the next round and into a run to win the major. ESL One Katowice 2015, a return to normalcy among early majors. Envious signed the LDLC squad prior to the major, and all the usual suspects ended up on the playoffs, except for an underdog run by Keyed Stars. Remember this name. We see the final clash of the Swedish Derby on the big stage as Fnatic take down NIP to earn their second major title. ESL One Cologne 2015. Not too much to discuss in regards to this tournament. Train enters the map pool again with a facelift, replacing Nuke. We see the first splash made by an international roster, with the star-studded Kingwin roster making the playoffs. Fnatic take the tournament in dominant fashion, only dropping one map. DreamHack Cluj-Napoca? I have no idea. 2015, the legendary organization of G2 enters CSGO and makes the semifinals with the former Kingwin lineup. Na'Vi is finally doing some damage on the big stage as they make finals before losing to Envious, giving the legend Kenny S his one major trophy. MLG Columbus 2016, America, Rock Flag and Eagle, the first CSGO major not hosted in Europe and the first to hold $1 million prize pool. The qualification system for the majors has been completely revamped from an international last chance qualifier to regionalized minors for Europe, CIS, North America, and Asia. A few massive changes occurred before the tournament began as well, with the TSM players leaving the team and forming the legendary organization of Astralis. FaZe also enters CSGO by signing the international lineup that was formerly G2, and G2 builds a new French team. Notice how we haven't talked at all about North American Counter-Strike yet? Because they haven't fucking mattered. Until now. Team Liquid makes its mark on CSGO by making a semifinal run with, oddly enough, Simple on their team until they choked.
Here he comes once again. The first base is a Dren. He's going to hit the ground there. It's Cold. Oh, what? A jumping double from Cold. What is going on right now? How does he do this?
Luminosity ended up winning the major by obliterating Na'Vi in the final. Who? Remember these guys, Keyed Star? Well, Luminosity signed them and these guys to create the Brazilian super team. ESL One Cologne 2016, Nuke enters the map pool again, looking pretty and definitely less CT-sided, booting Inferno out. Liquid continued their success by being the first NA team to make a major final. Simple also contributed one of the all-time great plays to the history books.
Double smokes in the same place there. Simple just jumping casually into the side. He's going to fall down again. What is this clutch from Simple? Are you serious? What is that? You can't do that, Simple. That's not allowed. This is not FPL. This is a major.
But Simple, I don't know, man. If he just comes in with that, there's
That was
nothing.
a no-scope. It was a no-scope. He didn't even... We had one button on his mouse stand. He had one button.
The Luminosity team that had won Columbus had signed to the legendary organization of SK Gaming, where they ended up on another major winning run and becoming the second team with multiple major titles. But enough of them, they really don't do much after this, so this is the last time we talk about them. DreamHack Winter 2016. Just kidding. Valve stopped having 3 majors a year, so now we're down to 2. Let's head to 2017. E-League Atlanta 2017, Valve implements more changes to their major system. We previously had GSL formatted group stages, now being replaced with a Swiss system. 3 wins you're in, 3 losses you're out. This was also the first time we ever saw Csgo enter the mainstream media, as the American TV channel TBS featured some of the matches. A couple of huge team changes happened prior to Atlanta. The GOAT himself, Simple, found his long-term home in Na'Vi, and Fnatic completely shook up the CSGO news cycle as we knew it by losing a big portion of their roster to Godsent. Astralis ended up starting the biggest dynasty we have ever seen as they secure their first major victory. PGL Krakow 2017. This one got a little weird with Inferno's return to the map pool replacing Dust 2. There was a game-breaking bug discovered prior to the tournament that allowed players to jump for information without being able to be spotted by other players. Prior to the tournament, PGL admins decided not to ban the bug from being abused. So in response, players from all the teams grouped together to agree to a gentleman's agreement not to use it. All teams, except for Big. Big managed to use this to make their way into the playoffs easily. They weren't the only surprise team to make a run, as North, Immortals, and Gambit all made it as well, shocking the world. Gambit ended up winning it all in a grand final matchup against Immortals, featuring Doja, the sex god, show off he really was meant for basketball.
Immortals now feeling like they know what to do to challenge this banana position. To Gambit to send even more firepower there, bring more HP.
This is so smart. Oh, this is huge. Doja's throwing a nade into the corner just as the bomb's going to go off. They're both going to go down.
E-League Boston 2018, Valve tweaks the format once again, making a formerly 16-team tournament into a 24-team tournament with an extra group stage. There is something special in the air when a major takes place in NA though. Boston was the home for the greatest run and grand final in major history. Cloud9 started off the event breezing through the first group stage, only to get caught up in the Legend stage where they started off 0-2. This sparked a 3-0 run of games and a couple of strong performances in the quarters and semis en route to meet FaZe in the finals. This series provided everything. 3 maps, with map 3 going to overtime where Cloud9 pulled it out. All due to Stewie 2K having the round of his life.
But Automatic's going towards A. Nothing else is going on. He's got to go back. Stewie's on his own. But look at the time. Look at the time. There's 7 seconds to plant a bomb. They're trying to build pyramids, but there's no more play. Stewie's won the round. We're going to overtime.
Cloud9 have done it! How have they done that?
Face It London 2018. Dust 2 comes back to the map pool, replacing Cobblestone for good. Not much happened here, Na'Vi fell short of a major again, and Astralis started off their era with their second major victory. Oh, and Virtus Pro did display the most piece of trash logo to see the sun. IEM Katowice 2019, another dominant major title for Astralis as they tie the record set by Fnatic of 3 majors. We did see a lineup come to life and loved by the community, with ENCE forcing their way into the major finals. Oh, and how can I forget, we finally saw an Australian team make the playoffs of a major with Renegades. Yeah, the boys. Starladder Berlin 2019, Cash exits the map pool to be replaced by a brand new map to CSGO, Vertigo. Astralis uses this to their advantage with one of the biggest brain maneuvers we've ever seen as they surprise picked it against Liquid in the quarterfinals.
The daring pick is Nuke here, is to say, listen, forget everything.
Oh my God. It's happened, the curveball.
They've gone and done it, right?
A new addition to the map pool, Vertigo, and it's here in the quarterfinal.
Astralis ended up winning the grand final for the record-setting 4th major won by an organization and 3rd in a row. They did crush another up-and-comer in the final by the name of a Vanguard, who will eventually become quite familiar with a major after being signed to Virtus Pro. The French team Vitality finally made their way into the playoffs, being led by the up-and-comer of Zywu. ESL One Rio 2020. Wait, didn't something happen here? Oh yeah, we had to wait a little bit for our next major. PGL Stockholm 2021. After a near 2-year wait, Major CS was back on the table. Ancient joined the map pool, removing Train. More format changes were introduced, removing the minor system to qualify and adding the modern system of RMRs, Regional Major Rankings, and no more automatic invites. The prize pool was temporarily bumped up to 2 million to make up for lost time with COVID. The scene had changed, lineups had changed, and a new era was set in place. Astralis just wasn't good anymore, as their star device had left the organization to join NIP. Navi and G2 were the most dominant teams in the world, and new up-and-coming teams like the Reformed Gambit and Danish Heroic were making waves. NACS had lost any momentum it had due to COVID leaving them separate from Europe and Valorant robbing its Tier 2 scene.
And it's simple and bit. Times it to perfection. And Simple sitting. No! Disaster! An absolute disaster!
Navi finally had all the hopes in the world of taking a major, and Simple brought them just that, as they bring back CS with a bang, not dropping a single map along the way, the first time such a feat ever occurred. PGL Antwerp 2022. Nothing too special happened in Antwerp. We saw FaZe finally getting their title for a core of veterans that had it coming.
Give it up for FaZe Clan!
God, I love Kerrigan. IEM Rio 2022, finally into the 3rd continent to host a major. Brazil put on a show. We saw crowds for CS like never before.
A major semi-final in the palm of it, and Perfecto accepts his fate. They did it! They're going to the semi-finals!
In bad ways, too.
Are we in the arena?
I think we are.
Can you hear me? Janus Arena, can you hear me?
Slightly.
I think that's a mild yes.
That's a mild yes. We'll take it. All right.
Wow.
The prize pool was bumped up to 1.25 million as we saw another underdog run to a title. Outsiders, the team playing under Virtus Pro contract, was under a different name temporarily due to the Ukraine war and Virtus Pro's Russian ties. They pulled the championship in relative ease in a 2-0 final against Heroic. Blast Paris 2023, the last CSGO major and a special one to watch at that. Beautiful storylines everywhere as we saw favorites succeed and underdogs overcome. Apex, Gamer Legion, Monte, and Into the Breach shocked the world in making playoffs over teams such as Navi and G2. Gamer Legion led a historic run where they fell short against the hometown favorites of Vitality, the first French success since 2015. Zywu finally got his trophy, despite its, let's just say, interesting look.
You're